So where's the fight?
That wasn't a fight.
I know. I'm
That was
spoiling
just-
for this fight. Can we get there, please?
right.
You've made a promise.
I kicked a hornet's nest, well and truly. I upset people bad, which is just a regular Tuesday for me. Okay, so this was on news.com. This is Aussie dad calls for shops to ditch Halloween displays after a boy left traumatised in Kmart. The children!
Think of the children.
Okay, so my comment, just to frame my argument,
Yes.
is Captain Soyboy, who refuses to parent his child, expects the rest of the world to change just for him. That was me.
You are the most horrible human being
Literally kicking the
that
proverbial
has ever
hornet's
walked
nest.
the face of this earth.
Now,
You, Mao, Pol Pot, Stalin.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Daniel Andrews.
Oh, I said the worst human being. Okay, there's other categories.
So, I know what Topher's conservative audience are going to say. This is an American holiday. It's American shit. Like, we shouldn't have it. Put that aside. You are not allowed to use that or Christianity as your argument. We're going to play this out as a individual.
You're going to tie everyone's hands behind their back. I actually agree. I wouldn't use either of those things. These things are cultural. If our culture adopts it, then that's...
Can we just talk about the culture for a second?
Sure.
People are like, oh, this is American trash. Who do you think sets the tone culturally for the Western world?
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
What do you think has been a stablemate of so many movies for like the last 40 years?
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah, that's right.
So is it any shock to anyone
Yeah.
that Gen Z or millennials have embraced Halloween?
This is a form of soft power. So there's military power, there's economic power, there's also, and there's political power, but there's also soft power, cultural power. The things that you put into your entertainment, the things that you put into your comedy, the movies that you export around the world. This is the adopt world.
Sorry.
What?
That was the road thing.
Sorry, double Carlz. I wasn't ready. You need to warn me before you're going to do that.
Imagine if someone cloned me.
No.
The world's not ready.
I refuse to imagine that. So some Australians are getting into Halloween. I don't think we should. I think it's dumb. But hey, you do you. I'm a libertarian. You do you. The question of the decorations, etc. As a parent, children do get upset by this stuff. And I literally had one of my daughters who's much younger. She literally were driving along, and all of a sudden she starts yelling out, "I saw a monster." Right? And she'd seen someone's Halloween decoration. So the children's reaction is real, right? What to do about it is another matter altogether. This is something that I put firmly into the category of social pressure. If there are enough parents that really actually feel this way, I'm not going to join a call for a boycott or join a call for to demand that they take that in the displays. I think it's silly. I'm not going to spend my money there. I wish that no one else spent their money and that they ditched the displays because they weren't profitable. But I'm that way on almost everything. People will say, "Oh, well, we need to ban brothels." Well, then they go underground. How about we just create a culture where people don't go and pay for sex, and then how about we need to have the war on drugs and stop people from selling drugs? Well, how about we just create a culture and a society where people don't actually need
Empower
drugs
the individual. What a novel concept.
And the drug dealers go out of business because they can't make any money. If we could, I would say Halloween's dumb. I would say, as a Christian, that Halloween has undertones and spiritual connotations that I don't think are healthy. But that's my view of the world, and other people have a different view, and they're entitled to it. They're wrong, but they're entitled to it. But no, forget banning, forget anything else. However, the social pressure is valid. If enough parents go, yes, I agree, and then Kmart goes, oh, actually, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's just civil society at work.
So people came at me for a couple of reasons. One, that Halloween's American, it's dumb.
Yeah.
Two, that it's satanic and, it's against the Bible or whatever, okay. And then the third one was like, oh, you don't have kids, so you don't get to have a say. I love that argument. Oh, you have kids. Okay, cool. So all of you guys that were upset about COVID, about the vaccine mandates, none of you are virologists. Yeah. So you don't get to have a say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I have viruses, so...
Well, no. That's you don't have kids, therefore you don't get to say anything. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then apply that to everything. You don't get to talk about anything because you don't have the thing, right?
Yeah.
That's such a stupid comment. Oh, you don't have kids. Okay, cool.
But I would simply say he's allowed to come out and say what he said. News.com.au can come out and cover that in whatever way they want, and then you can come out and give your response to it. That's just civil society.
He kind of looks exactly like you think.
That's all it is. I don't have a problem with him saying it.
I don't have a problem with him saying it.
I wouldn't say it, but I don't have a problem with him doing it.
My issue with this is twofold, right? One, his kid was traumatized. Therefore, Kmart, Australia-wide, needs to change because his kid was traumatized about it. What about all the young kids who actually love Halloween and all the parents who enjoy it? Now, I get it. Okay, your argument, it's dumb, it's American. Who cares? A lot of people do like it, right? The Christianity thing, not everyone's Christian. That doesn't play. What this is, okay, there's an opportunity to parent here. They are a bit scary. I totally get it. Like a 3-year-old might see that and go, oh, that's a bit scary. As a parent, your job is to go, yes, it is a bit scary. Let's go and have a look at it.
Yeah.
Let's see that it's not very scary.
Yeah.
Guess what? In this world, there are things that are a bit scary that we don't necessarily like, and that's okay. We can do, like, that's called parenting.
Yeah. I will say, though, so let me tease this out in your mind a little bit then, because you're saying that he shouldn't turn around and say, I don't like this, and speak up about the fact that he doesn't want that in the shops that he shops in.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he's expecting that he's going to use social pressure because his child. He doesn't care about everyone else's child. He cares about his child.
But he would argue that he does. He would argue that this is a common problem that a lot of parents face, and the reason your comments got the backlash that it did is because it is a common problem that a lot of parents do face. This isn't unique to him.
How's that any different to Santa? Kids cry on Santa's lap all the time. Are we going to ban Santa?
I agree, but what I'm saying is if your response is to take exception to this person asking for this thing and making this call, well, at what point would you agree with someone making a call about anything?
I think you can have a discussion, but starting a petition saying that it needs to change because it's traumatizing kids, that language is exactly why we have anxiety-riddled teenagers as it is. It's the helicopter parenting.
I think it's just civil discourse. I think he's put his case.
I think it's hyperbole.
Well, sure, but people are entitled to use hyperbole, and in their opinion, it's not.
Well, you've just argued my point. He put his point across. I put my point across, and I wasn't allowed to have my point because it went against what other people expected my point to be.
Okay, but you weren't cancelled in any way, shape, or form. Neither was he. So you saying I wasn't allowed to have my point, he could say, "Well, you aren't allowing me to have my point."
No, I didn't say.
This is just civil discourse.
I am saying that because I had a alternative point of view to people who normally agree with me, they got so upset that on this particular issue, we didn't agree. And straight away, and I saw it in my DMs, there were comments like, I agree with you on most things, Carly, but you've crossed a line. This is incorrect. You don't have kids. You don't get to say anything. And I was like, isn't that interesting?
Sure.
Isn't that interesting?
And I think those people are wrong, but I think you're being a sook at the same time.
Oh, I'm not being a sook. I think this is a great conversation because it illustrates my point. You like people because they're parroting back what you want to hear, but the second it's not what you want, your feathers fluff it.
Made a robust point. You made a robust point in reply. They made a robust point back to you.
Who?
The people in your DMs, the people they're simply putting that this is civil discourse at work.
Yeah, it's civil discourse, but I still think it's stupid.
There's so many things about this whole conversation that's stupid.
I told you we were going to have a fight.
Yeah.
I thought you'd fight me harder, to be honest.
No, this is just part of civil discourse. There's nothing to fight. I'm not going to sit here try and.
Do you remember the old saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me"?
Yeah.
Do we not teach people that anymore?
Well, I love the other one. That which doesn't kill you leaves you permanently scarred for life. You know. That's my preference.
Is that the woke version?
Well, no, that's actually the real life version. You know,
oh, okay.
That which doesn't kill you leaves you limping.
Because people are like, oh, you called him a soy boy. I'm like, how is that different to calling someone a retard or an idiot? Yeah. Why are you so offended by that word?
I cannot bring myself to care about any element of this conversation.
Okay.
I
thought it was a good conversation.
It's
I look forward to seeing what you guys
discourse.
say in the comments because you're all going to be like, it's American trash.
Everyone, have your argument. Make your point. Argue for the thing that you believe in and accept that other people are going to argue back. And then other people are going to argue back against the people that argued back. And accept that
some of us are like cats among pigeons and we enjoy a bit of a fight.
Yeah, that's why they say don't wrestle with pigs because they'll just drag you into the mud and they enjoy it.
Well, you've survived another episode and you're still here watching. So at this point, you should probably go and subscribe. And if you don't, you are going to be at the wrath of Spicy Carlz. And whilst you're there, empty your pockets. There's a buy us a coffee button and we'd really appreciate it so that I can show up every day and just make Topher's life an absolute living hell. Much appreciated.